the 10th episode of Winner's POV. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a little bit satisfied after this last round. But let's start at the beginning. The challenge this round was Know Your Worth, but instead of counting to 100 like I'm used to with this challenge, we had to complete a jigsaw puzzle and predict our time for that. Luckily, I'm pretty good at jigsaw puzzles. Based off the first challenge, at least I managed to get second in the Pave Your Way challenge, which was also a jigsaw puzzle. So I did a couple practice runs. I got around the 2-minute 30-second range, and then I kind of plateaued. So I figured, it was time to start the actual puzzle. I'll give myself an extra 20 seconds or so just in case something goes wrong. Plus, I gotta use the command, so that adds on another like 10 seconds itself. So I started the real puzzle, and it ended up being the exact same picture, which I know was stated, but I didn't read the directions properly. I got a time of 2 minutes and 11 seconds on the puzzle, which was really good, plus the 10 seconds going from command to starting the puzzle. So a time of 2:21, which cleared my predicted time of 2:53 pretty comfortably. Turns out I won that challenge, got myself into the zone, snagged some perhaps much needed immunity. I don't really know. I felt decently safe, but getting closer and closer to jury, it's always nice to have that extra little bit of insurance, right? So we get to the vote, and I want to vote Maximo and nobody else because Luke is immune. He would have been the only other person I was even considering. I would even entertain the thought of voting this round. So he's immune, so I turn my sights straight to Maximo. I talked to Mob first, just like last round, because I don't really know where he's at, and even if he does lie to me constantly, it's at least something. I'm giving him something, and I don't think anyone else really is. So if I can be that one person that he'd want to try to start a flip with if he could, I'd rather hear about that before other people do, Anyway, he wants to vote Maximo. He's fine with that. So I went to a bigger chat, and I asked them what they thought about voting Maximo. Apparently German had already been pushing Maximo, at least to a few people. So I was like, perfect, let's just do that then. So his name spreads around. It turns out, according to Luke, that I'm getting blamed for starting this vote, which I don't really care about. It's partially true anyway. And obviously I want him out, so what's the use in me going around saying, no, I didn't start this vote when the motive is clearly there. If this gets attributed solely to me, so be it. I feel like this was kind of a thing where everyone walked into this vote wanting one person out. At least most people did, and that person ended up going out. And if people want to go around saying, oh yeah, I heard it from Trash, I think it's Trash's vote, they can go and do that, because I've honestly been doing the same for a couple people throughout this season. It'd be hypocritical of me to complain at this point. A chat was created this round, probably the only other notable thing that happened. I don't really have a lot to talk about. It's a ridiculously easy vote. Luke D wanted to make some sort of majority alliance before we get to the jury phase. 7 people is majority, but he, along with, I think, Turtley, wanted 8 people in that alliance. It is the Rigbys from before, so myself, Luke D, Burp, and Turtley, along with Parker, Casnoy, Wacko, and Copper. And together, us 8 have a new alliance, still working on the names. There's a bunch of possible suggestions out there. I'm not sure what we'll finally settle on, but I'm really happy with it because I think it gives a little bit of extra insurance. I figured the one person who would be most likely to flip would be Copper, but I talked with him on the side, and he said he felt a lot safer with that alliance, and he's just glad it got made in general, which I feel the same way. So I think based on that talk, if he wanted to flip on them, he might actually come to me, which I didn't think anyone would before, but he was also the main person I was worried about thinking that way. I feel like a little bit of tension is being built up between Castaway and Luke D. I think he's getting a little bit, Castaway is getting a little bit fed up with Luke D. We'll see how that plays out. I'm just hoping that I'm not caught when this alliance breaks down. I hope I can ride it out for as long as possible, at least through the next cycle. That'd be ideal, because then cycle 4 is final 9, I believe. So if I can make it through cycle 3 with this chat of 8, and we only have one straggler until it finally breaks down, that's a W in my book. I think Luke D might take the brunt of the flip if it happens. Second to him would probably be Burp, and I'd be third, but I'm gonna really try to stay back from this alliance a little bit, see what happens. Going forward, I guess if Luke is vulnerable, I'm voting him. Beyond that, I'm not really sure. Mob and Theatric would probably be my next 2 up, and then if they are all eliminated, it'll probably be a little bit crazy, but should be fine. I should hopefully be able to get through it. I don't know. People came at me, and they're dropping like flies now. So hopefully that trend continues. Hopefully going for trash ends up being a death sentence. But we'll see. I don't think I have the finale in my sights at all. I don't even know if I have cycle 4 in my sights, to be perfectly honest. We'll see how my challenge performances go in the future. But yeah, that's all for this episode. See you guys next time.